for the purposes of syncing audio, would you go get your automaton and do a soulful rendition of My Way by Frank Sinatra?
It needs batteries, actually, and I don't have batteries for it. I know this because I was trying to use it fairly recently. It's literally sitting out like I'm staring at it.
Okay.
It's just I don't have batteries for it right now.
I'm gonna keep that one for next time then.
Okay. I'll try. I'll do my best.
Alright. I'm gonna need you to learn to play a soulful rendition of My Way on it.
There is nothing soulful about the automaton.
The automaton is the instrument of the soul.
It's sure.
It
If by
captures-
soul you mean it looks like a giant sperm.
It captures the true nature of man's soul. Anyway, what are we doing, Jeff? Hi, I'm Chris,
And I'm Jeff, and welcome to the Sound Judgment Podcast.
where every episode we'll be discussing all of the important musical topics, from reviews to which member of Motley Crue is the most vile.
I'm gonna judge the officials. I'm gonna judge all the judges. It's gonna take you people years to recover from all my opinions. Christopher, I am not as good at coming up with random things to annoy you with as you are to me.
That's not true. You annoy me all the time.
Okay, I meant like for the show. in our private lives is totally irrelevant. I meant like for the sake of this.
Okay.
But follow my train of thought here, okay?
All right, I'm getting on the choo-choo.
Okay, so it started with I discovered there is a band called Master Sword who is like a power metal band who sings about the Legend of Zelda series. Right. And then that made me wonder if there's a band, for some reason the first thing that came to mind is Power Rangers. And I'm thinking, surely there's a power metal band that sings songs about the Power Rangers. Right?
Yeah, sure. Probably somewhere.
It's not a thing. I want it to be a thing. It's not a thing that I can find.
There's got to be
That I
some
could find.
garage band that tried it somewhere, though, or
Okay,
something.
I
Come
mean,
on.
anyone notable. Like, searching through Reddit and whatever, I wasn't finding anyone talking about it.
Leave your demo in the comments if you're that band.
So then, what I did find was this, Louder, like the clickbaity article publishers. Okay, I found an article by them that was a bunch of bands that only sing about one topic. And this list was unbearably stupid.
I can imagine how your eye was twitching just at the concept.
Like, for example, like, here's a couple that make sense. Like, Sabaton.
Yeah.
If you had to describe what they sing about, what is it?
War.
Okay, that's exactly what they said. How about Ice Nine Kills?
I don't know much about them, to be honest.
They're like horror. They're like horror movies and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Like like later stage Misfits.
I was gonna say, how about Misfits? You can say horror.
Yeah.
But this list also had things like Steel Panther, and the description was that all of their songs are about debauchery.
It's a little loose.
You're
there.
just like finding a word to describe it all.
Yeah.
So then that led me down the
Was
rabbit hole.
Elstorm even on the list?
No.
Jesus Christ.
No.
It's right there.
I know.
Okay.
But that led me down a rabbit hole of really bad online media that doesn't actually make sense. And Chris, I have an idea.
Okay.
I want to do a quiz together.
Ooh.
Or, in fact, I want to do possibly a few quizzes together.
Okay.
The first one, I'm going to send you the link, is called Can You Survive the Hellacious Heavy Metal Music Quiz? Ooh. It's on zoo.com.
It's been so while since we played a solid game.
So please join me in this.
I'm ready.
And legitimately, I am ready whenever you are, because so I didn't actually do any of these quizzes that I found.
Okay.
But I did skim through some of the questions, and I want to bring them up because I think some of the questions are kind of fun in the you'll see very shortly what I mean.
So how do you want to do this in audio form? Do you want to read the question and we'll both agree on an answer and one of us will pick the answer? Okay.
Yeah, well, or we can both pick the answer. We're both going to do it.
Okay.
But I figured I'd send it to you so you can also see what I'm looking at. So whenever you're ready, scroll down to Start Quiz for question 1.
Okay.
Are you ready?
What was arguably the first metal band in existence? And it gives us the options Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, Motorhead, and Deep Purple. I mean, I'd have to go with Black Sabbath. That seems to be...
Yeah, the answer I'm sure they're looking for is Black Sabbath, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so answer that, we're good.
Wow, we did it. Which instrument has been the key to the heavy metal sound? keyboards, bass, guitar, drums, or electric guitar. I would have to assume electric guitar.
I'm assuming it's electric guitar as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so now we're moving on. In one of the classic heavy metal feuds of all time, why does Dave Mustaine hate Metallica? I love the fact that this is a question.
He found them boring to hang out with. He doesn't like their music. Metallica pirated some of his band members. He was kicked out of the band. Metallica is known for loving piracy, actually. He was kicked out of the band.
I love this question
kind
so
of
much,
interesting. There was just a couple days ago, or maybe today, there was a tweet from their old bassist saying he had just heard the No Life Till Leather demo. Have you ever heard it?
No.
It's the only Metallica demo, maybe not the only, but it's the Metallica demo known for having Dave Mustaine on it. And he just put it up with the comment, "This is the first time I've listened to this since 82 or whatever year, and it's crazy how far ahead of us Dave was musically." And then people got upset in the comments. He's like, "I'm not trying to rip on my old bandmates. I appreciate what they did. I'm just saying, technically speaking, Dave Mustaine was light years ahead of the other three of us. I was in the band at the time."
So, and who was this a quote from?
The original bassist Ron McGovney before Cliff joined.
I didn't know there was someone before Cliff. Because Cliff was on Kill 'Em All, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. But they had
Okay.
they had a bassist before that for the demos, and I forget if he quit or if they decided like what he was doing didn't fit with what they wanted to do. But they saw Cliff actually playing for another band, and they snagged him.
Huh.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't know that. I did not know there was someone pre-Cliff. I didn't realize there were recordings pre-Kill 'Em All either. Okay, fun.
Yeah, there's actually at least one demo with Mustaine, maybe two. But yeah, there's also a pre-Cliff demo.
I did not know that. I will have to, whenever we're done here, I might have to dig that up and find it.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. While this band is seen more as the granddaddy of punk, their take no prisoners attitude and harder rocking song style were blueprints for the earlier versions of metal. Who were they? The Kinks, the Zombies, the Stylistics, or the Spiral Staircase? Chris, who the hell is the Spiral Staircase?
I was gonna say, I genuinely don't know a couple of these, but I'd have to assume the Kinks.
I'm assuming it's the Kinks, too. But I want to know who the Spiral Staircase is. I was kind of hoping you might have known who it was, but apparently not. This next question is the one that really got me as I was skimming through this.
Do you want me to answer that question?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were going with the Kinks. So.
Well, we're going with the Kinks, but just to answer the question, according to Google, the Spiral Staircase was an American pop band best known for their 1969 single "More Today Than Yesterday."
In 1969?
Yeah,
That's a little late to be pretend. Yeah, no.
Well,
that's
perhaps
there were earlier examples.
And you know, also a pop band, and also they were recognizable for their horn section. So I don't think it was them.
Definitely not them. Okay, so next question. People argue that this band is either early metal or the heaviest blues rock proto-metal band. What band was this? Allman Brothers, ZZ Top, the Yardbirds, or Led Zeppelin? Chris, I genuinely don't know if they're looking for the Yardbirds or Led Zeppelin for this.
I would assume Led Zeppelin.
Because I feel like you could literally call both. Like, you could literally attribute this to both.
You could point to both, but I think they're looking for Led Zeppelin.
I'm assuming so too, but I feel like that's kind of not giving the Yardbirds the credit they deserve.
When have the Yardbirds ever gotten the credit they deserve?
That is the most valid statement you could possibly say right now. Because they really don't.
I'm just saying, you know.
Which punk-influenced heavy metal band would become one of the big influences of thrash and speed metal? Anthrax, Biohazard, Helmet, or Typo Negative? Like, I'm assuming this has to be Anthrax, right?
It has to be Anthrax.
Okay, it is. Like, I would
They're
be
the only one in the big
else.
four of thrash. This heavy metal band is well known for their unusual time signatures, drumming patterns, and melodic arrangements. They are also fans of the Melvins and King Crimson. Who are they? Tool, System of a Down, Deftones, or Korn?
I mean, that has to be Tool. They're
That
the only
has to
ones
be
in this group
Tool.
that are just like...
But also, aside from that second half of the question, I mean, all four of these bands kind of play in unusual time signatures and drumming patterns, don't they?
And surely any of these bands have guys who are fans of the Melvins, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anyone who was part of, like, the new metal scene who doesn't have a member of the band who was into the Melvins.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be Tool, but...
But the answer's Tool, like, without a doubt.
Yeah. Rammstein is an internationally popular bands. Rammstein is an internationally popular bands from Germany.
You want to try and say it one more time?
Oh, I'm reading it word for
Oh,
word.
I know you are.
Rammstein is an internationally popular bands, plural, from Germany that has at times been labeled as industrial heavy metal. What is their favorite stage effect?
You didn't even need to read the answer.
Shows,
the answer's fire.
video projections, or lots of smoke. Fire.
Like, the answer's fire. Like, the answer's fire. We know. Get it. We can move on.
Who is this famous blues guitarist whose love of long live guitar solos influenced heavy metal? Robert Johnson, Gary Moore, Eric Clapton, or Jeff Beck?
Here's another one where I know the answer they're looking for is surely Eric Clapton, but literally 3 of these 4 answers apply.
See, I was kind of thinking Jeff Beck.
I guarantee the answer they're looking for is Eric Clapton, because whoever wrote this
right.
very obviously is going with, like, the most generic answers possible.
You're probably
Yeah, here, the
right.
answer is Eric Clapton. I just clicked it. But, like, that absolutely could apply to Gary Moore or Jeff Beck. You cannot tell me that they were both not hugely influential, right? Jeff isn't...
I would
Jeff
argue
Beck
that
is one
Jeff...
of those guys who's...
I would argue Jeff Beck is probably stylistically closer to that shred style, but I don't know, whatever.
Jeff Beck is the one who, like, you know, was always called, like, your favorite guitar player's favorite guitar player, right? See, some of these questions are dumb. I don't care about this one. When it comes to musical forms, most people can't believe that metal is influenced by this musical style. What is it? Classical, pop, rap, or punk? I'm assuming they're going for classical.
I would assume classical.
But I also have a problem with this in just, like, that is, like, such a, like...
I mean, it depends on the
juvenile
style,
way to look
too.
at it, because most metal really is not influenced by classical in any way, shape, or form.
I was just saying,
like,
it
you're
depends
pretending.
on it depends on the style, because, like, yeah, some are classically, you know, styled, but there's a lot of that you could just as easily say are punk based.
That's what I mean. Like, saying metal, this is one of those things that people love to say, is like, oh, classical music and metal are so similar. In some cases, yeah, I would guess so. Maybe song structurally, some of these, like, bigger guys are. But, like, don't sit here and pretend that all your metal musicians are hanging out listening to Beethoven, because they're not. I'm sorry. This is just it's such an answer trying to, like, add validity to metal as music. And I kind of hate this question, because it's that whole, again, it's I think the best way I want to say it is it's trying to add validity to metal music, right?
Yeah.
Because for some reason, like, different forms of music can't stand on their own. We need to trace it back to something quote unquote better. Just like, man, fight for your own right to party, okay? Come on. All right, next question. The band started out as one of the big players in the grunge scene, but has always been considered to be a heavy metal band, or at least heavily influenced by heavy metal. What band is that? Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam, or the obvious answer is Soundgarden?
E. Alice in Chains.
But I'll say, but if Alice in Chains were in here, I think they're even more the obvious answer.
Yeah. Before the birth of metal, which psychedelic guitarist and singer heavily influenced the musical language of heavy metal? Keith Richards, Eddie Cochran, Jimi Hendrix, or Eric Clapton?
What does this question even mean? Which psychedelic guitarist and singer heavily influenced the musical language of heavy metal?
I mean, I'm assuming Jimi Hendrix?
I'm assuming it's Hendrix, because Clapton was an answer last time, but you can't tell me that Clapton also fits this description.
Well, I wouldn't... Is Clapton psychedelic? Did he have a psychedelic period?
How much Cream have you actually listened to?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, Cream was up there.
Yeah.
Very much so. This is another great question. What music can be said to be the mother of heavy metal, mixing with rock music? Folk music, marching music, polka, or the blues?
Polka.
Like, this has to be the blues, I'm sure, but it's a good question.
Yeah.
I like the idea of polka.
Polka. What musical from the late 70s and 80s would later influence and merge with the heavy metal sound to make a subgenre known for shorter, high-energy songs? Jazz, punk, new wave, or neo-mod?
I'm assuming they're going for punk. Late 70s, 80s. Like, this has to be punk they're looking for, but...
I mean, it's gotta be.
What is the cultural influence on heavy metal that some of the genre's own bands hate? particularly those more influenced by punk. Theater, surf music, non-vocal music, drum and marching beats. Who is deciding this is a valid question? Is this a thing? Chris, is this a thing? Like, are there... Is there a large number of heavy metal musicians who make a point of talking about how much they hate theater, surf, non-vocal music, or drum and marching beats? Is this a thing?
Well, as we discussed on the Smashing Up Pumpkins episode, everyone hates musical theater. There's not a person on the planet who wants to hear musical theater.
Like, surely that's the only answer, right?
Non-vocal music, what does that even mean? I get that's such a vague term.
Yeah, that means nothing.
Drum and marching beats, again, I wouldn't say that's music, that's a beat. I mean, unless you're in the military and you're just listening to the marching drums, that's kind of the backbeat to the music. And surf music is a direct influence to black metal. We all know that.
Yeah, I mean, well, surf music, absolutely. Like, there's no doubt that some of those surf guys were big influences on a lot of the early heavy metal guys.
Yeah.
Like, unironically, that has to be a thing.
Okay, but what do we answer?
The answer, I'm assuming, is theater.
Okay.
But I never really thought of... This is so, all-encompassing. You cannot tell me that even a majority of heavy metal artists just openly hate musical theater. Heavy metal is nerdy as shit.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know a lot of these dudes are actually into musical theater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's unreal. Which of the early heavy metal bands had the dubious distinction at one point of being the loudest band ever? Judas Priest, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, or Deep Purple?
This one actively pisses me off because the correct answers are both Motorhead and Manowar, and neither one is on here.
Okay, it actually was an advertising thing for Deep Purple at a time, though.
Was it?
But yeah, that actually is like a thing. They were called the loudest band in the world.
Okay, but so was Motorhead and who else did I say?
You're so mad about it. You're like, yeah, but so was... Wait, who did I say?
Manowar. Yeah,
Manowar.
guys.
Yeah. Well, okay, I think Manowar held that title significantly later.
Yeah. But 83 is still early metal.
Yeah, but Deep Purple were first. Like, it actually, again, it literally was a thing that they were regarded as the loudest band. Like, that's a thing. That is legitimately
Fine.
Fine.
Fine. What is the name of this band seen as a heavy metal proto-group thanks to their reinterpretation of Eddie Cochran's Summertime Blues? Big Brother and the Holding Company, The Zombies, The Who, and Blue Cheer.
And the answer is?
I think it's Blue Cheer.
It's Blue Cheer. Yeah, I'll say it actually is a thing. They did a cover of Summertime Blues, which is one of those early, like... It's one of those... I forget who... I feel like we've had this conversation before. It's... Let's start at Black Sabbath. By most accounts, Black Sabbath was the first heavy metal band. You can argue that there were earlier heavy metal bands, but no one in their right mind is picking a band after Black Sabbath and saying this is where metal started.
Right.
Like, Black Sabbath was, at the latest, the start of heavy metal. I do know that a lot of people do attribute Blue Cheer's cover of Summertime Blues as arguably the first heavy metal song. Up there with, like, I mean, I know people have said Helter Skelter by the Beatles was arguably the first. I know people have said insert song by The Who, because they have a handful of songs that I think could qualify. But yeah, this is one of them. It is Blue Cheer.
Night on Bald Mountain was the first metal song.
I don't think that's how that works.
What facet of modern life, particularly in the late 60s and early 70s, would contribute to the heavy metal music boom? Industrialism, technological development, economic downturn, or city living?
Aside, all of them.
Yeah.
Like, surely I'm guessing it's going to industrialism, just because that's the clicky word. But, like, literally all of these are relevant. In fact, they're all connected. Like, technological development and industrialism are just literally connected, and so is city living. People move to the city to work in the places that now exist because of technological developments. Dumb question. I love this quiz.
What's the answer?
It's industrialism.
Okay.
Which metal band became well known as the progressive metal band of 1990 with their hit song Silent Lucidity? Dream Theater, Opeth, Queensryche, Fate's Warning.
The Queen of the Reich.
It is Queen of the Reich.
What role does the bass guitar generally play in heavy metal music? Follows the guitarist, follows the drummer, goes along with the melody, or fills out the song?
They play the bass.
They play the bass.
They
Sometimes
follow the guitarist typically.
Yeah.
I'm assuming is what we're looking for here.
I don't. Fills out the song is another one where it's like so vague. Where I'm like, technically, I guess.
I mean, yeah. Which okay. I mean, I guess that's,
goes along with the melody is almost follows the guitarist.
I kind of am. Okay, so I'm connecting follows the guitarist and fills out the song, meaning to mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, like the bass guitar is frequently
the low end.
mimicking the rhythm guitar, just like an octave lower. That's why we make such a big deal about bass players who don't do that.
The correct answer is fills out the song, though.
Is that what they're saying? They're saying it fills out the song?
I guess that makes sense, because it doesn't always technically follow the guitar. Sometimes you do a bass fill, or you do something a little different. And I mean, fills out the song is valid, I guess, but...
Yeah,
a lot of times that goes hand in hand with following the guitarist or going along with the melody.
That's what I meant. Like, to me, that they're kind of the same answer. What major musical style does the band Opeth mix with the death metal style? Folk, jazz, punk, or progressive rock?
Just the fact that there's no E all of the above tells me that they've never listened to Opeth. But it's progressive rock, but like...
This quiz had to have been written by an AI.
Oh man, they're even taking the clickbaiters' jobs now.
Right? What was the major change in Mastodon's vocals if you listen to their albums in sequence? Shorter lyrics, moving towards clean vocals, conceptual lyrics, simpler melodies. I don't have the slightest goddamn clue because I don't like Mastodon.
Moving towards clean vocals, and I know that mostly because, I'm saying that mostly because the cleaner their vocals get, the more I like Mastodon.
Oh, really? Is that a thing? I didn't know they started with, I don't know, I'd have to like actually find a couple examples. I genuinely don't know. Like, where's Curl the Burl fit? That's like the only song I know by name.
You don't know Blood and Thunder? White Whale, Holy Grail?
No.
Oh. That song's cool, but it's like mostly harsh vocals, and then now it's like they were a lot more into melody and they're a lot more into clean vocals. All three of the members sing now. They like take turns like it's the Beatles.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Also, I recognize this riff from Blood and Thunder. Do I know the song? No, but I know the riff because it's in all of those like top 100 riffs of all time compilation things, right?
Here's the thing. As much as I've been shitting on Mastodon ever since I saw them live because I didn't think they were a very good live group and I like wasn't that into the album they were promoting at the time, I'm actually like kind of getting into Mastodon.
Really?
Yeah, and I would just like on the way to work sometime just like listen to the top 4 on Spotify sometime and see what you think. Like Blood and Thunder, The Motherlode, and Show Yourself particularly.
Okay.
Which New Orleans heavy metal band became known for a slow-tempo, brooding style of arrangement that influenced what became known as the sludge, doom, and stoner subgenres? Crowbar, Superjoint Ritual, I Hate God, or Down? I take offense to the fact that Acid Bath isn't the answer.
Oh, see, this is another one that I genuinely don't know. I want to guess Down, but I don't actually know who Down is. I just think the name sounds appropriate.
No, Down is a Phil Anselmo group that was like he started after Pantera. I think that's too late.
I thought Superjoint Ritual was.
He's in both. He's in both Superjoint and Down.
So what we're saying
Phil
is
Anselmo bands.
That
half of these bands are Phil Anselmo.
What we're saying is that the AI who wrote this is a fan of Phil.
That makes the AI a racist.
I thought so too. Okay, so who is it then?
Okay, hold on.
I feel like
it's saying Crowbar.
I feel like I don't know who Crowbar is, and I've heard of I Hate God, which makes me think I Hate God is a little more recent.
Yeah, you know what?
So I would have guessed Crowbar.
I'll take it back. I didn't know Crowbar was as old as they are, 1990.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know who they are, so. Alright, which heavy metal band actually had a crossover hit with a song that had synthesizers play the basic intro and riff? Guns N' Roses, Van Halen, Warrant, or Poison?
I mean, I guess Van Halen.
It has to be Van Halen. I'm sure they're referring to Jump, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah, it is Van Halen. That's what they're looking for. I was gonna say, I mean, not that the others never used keyboards or anything, but like that's not what they ever were like known for in their hits.
Jeff, shut
Van
the fuck
Halen
up.
is like iconic.
Which famous nu metal band had lyrics that focused, for the most part, on pain and alienation? Korn, Slipknot, Deftones, or Linkin Park?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Like literally, that's the reason. That's the reason at least 3 of them exist.
I'm sorry I got
about
aggressive,
Deftones enough.
but I scrolled down and I genuinely don't know what answer they want for this. Because at the very least, Korn and Linkin Park are all about pain and isolation.
So I'm going
alienation.
to say... I'm going to guess. So like, I'm not trying to answer the question. I'm now trying to think like an AI here, okay? I'm trying to think like an AI, and I'm going to guess Korn based on just like, I feel like they have a reputation for being more depressing than some of the other bands. So I'm going to guess Korn.
Okay.
And I was correct. It is thinking Korn.
Does it listen to Hybrid Theory?
No, obviously not. It's an AI. It doesn't listen to music. Which heavy metal band has had 5 albums debut at the top spot of the Billboard 200 and had a song in the Transformers movie? It's a fun little additional piece of information here. Ministry, Rise Against, Disturbed. I'm assuming they pronounce it macabre.
Macabre.
Or do they pronounce it weirdly?
No,
okay,
it's macabre.
We're going straight.
I'm
This
fucking
has to be
surprised the
Disturbed.
AI even knew who Macabre is.
There have been a couple listings here that I'm surprised it like references. But this has to be Disturbed.
Yeah.
Like, surely they're the only ones who are, like, that level of success kind of thing. Because they're... Disturbed are surprisingly popular and successful.
Although, wouldn't it be fucking great if Jesus Built My Hot Rod was in Transformers?
I don't know what... Is that a song, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
By Macabre?
No, it's by Ministry.
Oh, I don't know this song.
So it's a Ministry song, and it features Gibby from Butthole Surfers, and the whole thing it just starts, and it's just like this like full throttle beat, and it's just Gibby Hayes. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think it's just him going a ding dong dang ba dang dong ding dong ding dong dang ba down a ding dong dang dang ba down ding dong ding dong dang ba down a ding dong dang dong dang ding dong ding dong dang ba down. And then they do an instrumental part for a while, and then it does it again, and then at the end he just goes, it's a love affair between Jesus and my hot rod," or something like that.
Oh my god.
It would go perfect in the Transformers movie.
Wow. Sure. Thanks.
You're welcome. It's such a fucking stupid song, but I love it.
And anyway, what great Texan heavy metal band started out as a glam metal band before becoming one of the proponents? That's what I'm stuck in my head now. Before becoming one of the proponents of a rhythm-based style known as groove metal. I'm not even reading it. The answer's Pantera. Move on now.
The Sword, Watchtower, Drowning Pool.
I just said I wasn't reading them. That's not... What heavy metal band is known for experimenting with their music? That comparisons have been made to Radiohead. I want nothing to do with whoever this band is.
Oh, I'm assuming...
It's Faith No More, Deftones, Machine Head, or Testament. I'm guessing they're going with Faith No More.
Maybe, but I was thinking maybe Deftones, because they both kind of do the whispery, quiet parts.
Oh, maybe... So I was seeing experimental with their music and immediately thinking Faith No More, but no, you might be right.
Yeah, Faith No More is
Deftones
experimental,
does get a lot of credit
yeah,
for writing
Deftones.
2 songs. So I guess let's go with Deftones. It is Deftones. Check that out.
Yeah, check that out, England.
I haven't said that in a long time. I'm gonna bring that back into my regular daily vocabulary here. Why did the all-female Canadian heavy metal band Kitty choose that as their first name? They chose it randomly. They were all cat lovers. They found it cute. It sounded contradictory. Knowing Kitty, they probably think it sounds contradictory.
I was gonna say I don't know anything about the answer, but it's gotta be.
It is. It sounded contradictory. Do you know Kitty at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. They kind of had 2 songs people knew, and then they kind of disappeared.
Yeah, Spit and Spit.
No, Paper Doll. You gotta know Paper Doll.
Yeah, I didn't know Paper Doll.
Okay. I'd be sad if you didn't. I actually like that song. According to the members of the heavy metal band Slipknot, what was one advantage of wearing masks? They were unrecognizable without them. They could go into another personality on stage. They didn't need makeup. They had protection for their faces. Surely all four of these have been said.
I mean, yeah. At very least, the first two, I would assume they enjoyed being unrecognizable and like being able to go into like a different headspace on stage. It probably protected them from a beer bottle or two in their day.
Yeah, I can't imagine that was like the primary focus. Like, I can rule that one out as the answer, but I'm sure one of them has probably said it at some point. And they didn't need makeup again. I'm sure one of them has said that at some point. I'm gonna go with they could go into another personality on stage, only because that sounds like a good interview answer, right? Like one of them
Yeah.
was being interviewed, and that sounds like the kind of answer people want to hear.
Okay.
And that's not the answer.
No.
It's just they were unrecognizable.
Wrong.
So can I say, speaking of their masks and whatnot,
Yeah.
I was seeing an interview. I want to say it was on the podcast Steve-O's Wild Ride, or Wild Ride with Steve-O, where he interviews people. And he's interviewing Corey Taylor. I think is where I heard this. It was a Corey Taylor interview, where he's talking about the fact that at one point he was voted like number 4 in the sexiest men in music, but the picture they used in, I think, Rolling Stone magazine was a picture of him with the mask still on.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
Which famous pop artist invited heavy metal guitarists to record parts for their songs? Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Michael Jackson, or Kylie Minogue?
Oh, Michael Jackson did it a few times.
Yeah, I'm
He
assuming
was
that's the
definitely
answer.
he was definitely into his good guitar players.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. I'll say Eddie Van Halen was on Beat It. He had like Jennifer Batten for a while, and Steve Stevens and Orion Steve for a while. He liked his good guitar players.
Which hip hop group or artist sampled a Black Sabbath song and then mixed another sample from Led Zeppelin?
I remember the song. Who was that? P. Diddy, Beastie Boys, Snoop Dogg, Run DMC. It had to be P. Diddy, right? That was P. Diddy.
Is Beastie Boys.
Who did the
Is Beastie Boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't even the song I was thinking of.
Yeah, they used. I always. I know the. I knew the drum beat from When the Levee Breaks on Rhyming and Stealing before I knew it from When the Levee Breaks, just because I had that album so young.
But no. Who did the rap song using Kashmir?
That was P. Diddy, but they didn't. He didn't mix a Black Sabbath song. He just used. He just used Kashmir.
I just thought maybe there was that's a song I knew. I just thought maybe he sampled a Black Sabbath song previously at some point. It's not like I exactly listened to P. Diddy.
No, the opening track to License to Ill, they have the riff from Sweet Leaf and the drum beat from When the Levee Breaks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know
They
that.
also Kerry King plays the guitar solo on Fight for Your Right to Party.
I
Or No
did
Sleep Till
know
Brooklyn.
that.
No Sleep
I
Till
did
Brooklyn.
know that because you made me watch it one night.
Yeah.
I don't know, within the past couple years. All right. From whose song did Judas Priest, the classic British heavy metal band, get its name? Woody Guthrie, Beatles, Bob Dylan, Rolling Stones.
Bob Dylan?
Do you have an answer?
It's Bob Dylan?
It is Bob Dylan. At least it sure as hell better be, because he has a song called like Frankie Lee and Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Okay, here, Bob Dylan. Judas Priest took its name from The Ballad of Frankie Lee and Judas Priest. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What does Meshuggah mean? Crazy, scary, stupid, or funny?
It's crazy.
I don't know. It never really occurred to me. I have no idea.
Sure
Is it crazy?
I'm pretty sure it's cray.
Let's go. Yes, it's crazy in Yiddish. Oh, I actually didn't know that. I never really questioned what Meshuggah meant. They just sound like they should be called Meshuggah, so it works.
How did Sepultura, a Brazilian heavy metal band, find its name? It was the name of their street. It was an ancient term for death. One of them worked in a place full of it. They took it from a Motorhead song. One of them worked in a place full of what? Sepultura? What does that mean?
I don't know. I feel like I should know this, though. We spent so long talking about them a while ago.
I know it.
I don't.
Oh, wait, no, I don't know it.
Is it
Wow.
is it an ancient term for death?
Okay,
It is not.
so
They
that's
took it from Motorhead
so
songs.
that's what I thought, but now that I think about it, I think it's an ancient term for grave or something.
Huh. I really didn't. I genuinely didn't know that.
Yeah, it means a burial or a grave. So, I guess it's from a Motorhead song, "Dancing on Your Grave." That makes sense, but it's almost an ancient term for death. There we go. And then there's this lovely picture of John Bush singing with Anthrax.
Yeah, I got better luck next time.
Oh, better luck next time, buddy.
Very sorry. Sorry about your dad.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, hey, sorry, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
So Jesus. So, God, these are so dumb.
Is that it? You got another one?
I would say I have more if you would like to at least skim through. We do not need to stop through every question. But if you would like to skim through this one here.
We love quizzes.
This is called 39 Heavy Metal Music Quiz Questions and Answers. A colon high? I don't know what the high means.
Oh, I don't like how this one's done.
Skim through some of these and see if there's anything interesting here.
When was heavy metal first developed? Who was widely considered... Oh, that's a great question. Which of the following is non-album by Metallica? Meteora, Saint Anger, or Master of Puppets? Man, them are really fucking...
Yeah, they really didn't...
Which heavy metal trend thrived in England during the 1980s? The new wave of British heavy metal, death metal, or happy hardcore?
Do you know what happy hardcore is?
I have no idea, but I want it.
You do. Oh, you do.
Oh, man, I'm ready to throw down, but very politely.
It's not as polite as you think, actually. I mean, not that it's not heavy metal.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw you a thing. Happy hardcore is a form of EDM. Like, think like DDR music. A lot of it is like happy hardcore.
Jeff, this one's stealing fucking questions from the other quiz.
Is it really?
There's no fucking way they did steal. David Mustaine is known as the vocalist, primary songwriter, and lead guitarist of Megadeth. Why does he hate Metallica?
Why does he
doesn't
hate
like their lyrics. He was fired from the band. Metallica stole his ideas. What is the favorite stage effect of Rammstein? Come on.
Oh my god, is it really? Oh, this is awesome.
Blues guitars is a heavy metal influence. Yeah, at least half of this quiz is fucking...
Oh my god, that's so funny. Hey Chris, in what year did the Swedish rock band Ghost release their debut album? 2010, 2012, or 2014?
2010.
I'll say, is it 2010? I genuinely didn't remember.
Which of the following features of modern life would contribute to the popularity of heavy metal, especially in the early 1970s?
God.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's the same AI.
What is the main role of a bass guitarist in a heavy metal band?
It's the same AI! Here's the one about a Transformers movie!
Are you fucking serious,
oh my God,
dude?
I told you, I didn't actually read this. I just pulled them up and was like, oh, these could be fun. We could, like, pick these apart or something. Alright, I'm gonna send one more that I have pulled up if you would like to.
Incredible.
If we want to look through this one and see if anything is interesting in here. Oh, this makes me so happy. This one doesn't let you skip, though, which makes me mad, which is why I didn't go with it. This is one of those ones that's like, you have to click next each time.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you that I don't know what to do with this. The album to get the lowest score from members of Classic Rock's Album of the Month Club Facebook group is... Did you catch that question? Because that's a goddamn mouthful.
That is a mouthful. Wait.
The album to get the lowest score from members of Classic Rock's Album of the Month Club Facebook group is...
That's very specific.
Chinese it is very
Democracy?
Specific. Chinese Democracy, OK Computer by Radiohead, Music from The Elder by Kiss, or 7,800 Degrees Fahrenheit by Bon Jovi.
Based on the reputation, I think it's got to be Chinese Democracy.
I'm assuming it has to be, but the right answer surely is whatever the hell this album by Bon Jovi is, right?
Well, sure.
Let's see. Lester Bangs first used the term heavy metal to refer to which band? Ooh, was Black Sabbath the first one to ever be called it, or did someone use it to refer to someone else first?
I think it was being used before Black Sabbath, but
I think it was too, but I'm not sure who used it regarding who.
Maybe the Who?
That would be my guess. You want to go with the Who? Let's go with the Who. It is not the Who. It's the Guess Who. Really? People, like, I never thought anyone ever called the Guess Who. Okay, surprising.
That's weird.
Which album did producer Paul Rothschild start work on after Janis Joplin's Pearl?
The fuck would I know that? The Doors LA Woman.
How would I know? Except for the fact that I like the fact that one of the options is Scott Joplin's Twirl. So he supposedly would have done Janis Joplin's Pearl and Scott Joplin's Twirl. It has to be The Doors' L.A. Woman.
Yeah.
And I just got a message saying, sorry, bunch of arse, mate, and then it glitched out and it's not responding anymore, so never mind, that quiz is dead.
Do you want me to read the rest to you?
If you want to. If you would like to do some more questions, or if you would like to scatter on to something else, we've done shitty quizzes for long enough.
This according to the 2015 Will Smith movie Focus, how many woo-woos are there in the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil?
Woo-woo! Woo-woo! Can I count? Oh my god, it has to be like...
No, because it's got to be according to the 2015 Will Smith movie Focus. He might have said like a joke in there. Because the answers are 124, 88, 68, or 78.
I'll say it has to be like 100, surely. Like it's like half the damn song.
124.
I have no idea. I've never seen this movie. Is that officially that's what it says? 124.
That's the correct answer. All right, so
what movie? Will Smith movie something?
Yeah, it was Focus.
I don't know if you can go back. Oh, okay.
Oh, and Van Halen's debut album came out in 1978. Which of these was also released that year? Michael Jackson, Off the Wall, The Clash's London Calling, Kate Bush, The Kick Inside, or Steely Dan, Aja?
Was London Calling 78?
The AI says so.
I want to say London Calling was 78.
Kate Bush, The Kick Inside.
Oh, I want to look up London Calling real quick then. When was that? Maybe that was 90 something. 80. Was that 80? 79. Damn it.
I feel like these are a mix of really easy or like you would have to be a fan of like something very specific to know it. Like you'd have to be a Black Sabbath's Mob Rules was produced by Roger Bain, Ronnie James Dio, Black Sabbath, or Martin Birch. I believe it's Martin Birch, but just because that's by, process of elimination. Dio didn't produce it. Black Sabbath is the band that played it. And I've at least heard the name Martin Birch around before as a producer.
I would, yeah, let's throw that out. I don't know who the first guy you said was.
Yeah. So.
That's like, oh man, we had a version, growing up, we had a version of Star Wars Trivial Pursuit that came out around episode 1, but I want to say before episode 1 actually came out. So it had questions about, like, production of episode 1, and one of the questions literally had something to do with knowing the name of a cameraman.
Oh.
And we're just like, who knows this? Like, what the hell is this? Because then other questions would be like, what weapons do Jedi use?
Jesus.
Oh my god, yeah, wow.
Alright, the quiz is now officially upsetting me.
Oh, okay, because I got it working again. So here we're looking at Jethro Tull's Aqualung peaked at what position in the UK album charts?
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, this quiz is stupid.
27, 8, 4, 41. This is not kidding. So, oh my god, I don't think we said. This is on loudersound.com, and this quiz is literally called How Well Can You Do in Our Almost Impossible Jumbo Rock Quiz? I'm just going to skip the question. I clicked on 4, and it was correct.
Yeah, I just went with the highest one. Which of these songs isn't on Iron Maiden's No Prayer for the Dying album? Can I Play with Madness, Holy Smoke, Bring Your Daughter, ... to the Slaughter, or Tail Gunner?
It has to be Can I Play with Madness, because I know that song.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a little later, right?
It was earlier.
Can I Play with Madness is earlier?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright.
Can I Play with Madness was 88, and this album was 90. And the reason it sounds like shit is they tried to go back to their roots because they felt Seventh Son was overproduced.
Wait, so Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter is from 1990?
Yeah.
Why did I think that was on one of their, like, first albums?
I have no idea.
I don't know why I thought that. I mean, obviously it's because I'm not really an Iron Maiden fan, so okay.
I'm sorry, 1989.
Whatever.
But, the point stands.
Chris.
Yeah.
Status Quo Live was recorded at the Hammersmith Apollo, the Glasgow Barlins, the Glasgow Apollo, the Hammersmith OD. I have no fucking clue what these are, Chris.
So anyways, the single was released in 89 and the album came out in 90. I'm way more interested in the Iron Maiden question. I don't even know what Status Quo Live is.
It's an album. by Status Quo.
I'm
It's a
assuming.
live.
I don't.
It's a live album by
I would
Status
assume
Quo.
it's a live album. It's probably probably deserves this exclamation point. I'm sure it's great. I don't know it. The Hammersmith. I don't know. The Hammersmith Odeon. I'm going with that one.
I skipped it because literally I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Chris, before the recording of Led Zeppelin's Presence, Robert Plant was in a car accident in which country? Greece, Morocco, Turkey, Wales.
I'm going to say Wales because I'd like to think he crashed on the same road as Princess Diana.
I have absolutely no idea.
It was
Greece, apparently. Chris, let's do one more of these questions because this quiz is ridiculous. But I like this one. Super Unknown was Soundgarden's second album, third album, fourth album, or debut album. I want to say it was their third.
I want to say fourth, but I'm also not really sure because I feel like there's like...
Or is one of those albums one of those ones like, is it really an album? And it's
there's one of those situations where I think an album is... They put out an EP and I don't know if I'm counting it.
See, I was thinking of they have that one that's like Louder something something that has an ellipsis in the title. And then there's Bad Motorfinger. And then in my head it's Super Unknown.
Yeah, well no, because it's got to be fourth because fifth isn't an option. But they did Ultra Mega OK, Louder Than Love, Bad Motorfinger, and Super Unknown. But there's also that EP in there that's like called Screaming Life Fop.
I always forget about Ultra Mega OK.
Yeah, it's because it's only Ultra Mega OK.
That's
really my review of the album.
That's not a... I feel like that's a thing that I want to make a list of now.
Yeah.
Is albums whose titles describe the album. I kind of want... I feel like surely there's more.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like, that has to be a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Christopher, thank you for joining me in these stupid quizzes.
No, that was fun. I like that. It's been a while since we played a game.
I feel like I'm back in like 2002 where like all there was to do was like, what loaf of bread are you, right?
Yeah, I think next time we should do which heavy metal band does your personality represent?
Pardon me while I see if that's actually a thing. Which heavy metal band matches your personality? Chris, do you want to do this real quick just so we can like give our answers?
Right off the bat, I'm taken aback by the first question.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how much of a metalhead are you?
And there's only 4 answers!
10, 8, 6, or 4. There is no option for anything else. You can't say you're only a 2 out of 10 metalhead. You can't even say you're a 7 out of 10 metalhead. You can only get 10, 8, 6, or 4. Oh,
absolutely written by an AI man. Oh, fantastic. This is fucking insane. Alright, hold on.
Which of these metal song lyrics resonates with you? You've got to roll with the punches to know what to get to what's real. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, well, you just might find you get what you need. Or everybody's got a reason to live, baby. Everybody's got a dream and a hunger inside. Chris, do not give me your answer, but that's the question.
So so that's what we're doing, is we're not going to give the answers, but we're just going to keep doing it. Okay.
How often do you listen to rock music? Every day, a few times a week. I don't pay attention to how often I listen to it, every now and again.
What is the best way to listen to music? On headphones, on speakers, on my computer. It doesn't matter to me. Which of these metal albums did you own? Master of Puppets, Iowa, Follow the Leader, Vulgar Display of Power. It doesn't say first. What if I own more than one?
I'll say, what if I own all 4 of these?
Yeah.
Which I don't.
Quite frankly.
I don't own Master of Puppets, but I own the other 3.
Do you want some Master of Puppets?
I'm going to go which one I own first, that was going to be my answer.
Which of these concerts would you like a backstage pass to? 4 non-metal groups, by the way. Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and Justin Bieber.
Oh, I have to say my answer out loud, though, is I would absolutely meet Rihanna. Currently, especially because Nuno Bettencourt plays guitar for her. I would absolutely go backstage at a Rihanna concert.
How many metal albums did you own? Past tense.
Did you? Past tense. You don't own them anymore.
1
if you
through
own them
3,
anymore, you
4
can't
through
answer.
6, 7 through 9, or more than 10. Good
but
God.
If you own 10, you can't answer. If you were to win a musical award, it would be a Grammy Award, an MTV Award, an American Music Award, a Billboard Award.
Who would
I
win
don't even
any
know
of
what this
these?
means.
Whatever.
If you were to take a tour of the world, where would you start? London, New York, Copenhagen, Los Angeles.
If you were famous, which one of these headlines might be made about you? My secret affair, my nude photos, my public fight, or my DUI?
Well,
I can't even get a public affair.
Jesus. I was gonna say, I'm not having a secret affair. I don't drink. I don't fight. It's gonna be my nude photos. Although I question if those are out there anyway, honestly. I get those spam texts pretty frequently saying that they have them already. And I tell them to post them and they don't, so I don't know what's going on.
All I'm saying, though, is that I was at the Elfstorm show where you were almost in my public fight.
Okay, this is true. But okay, if I'm in a public fight, it isn't because I'm, like, choosing to fight somebody. It's because some jackass in the Elfstorm mosh pit, when I'm not a part of it, grabs a hold of my arm and pulls me to the point where he rips my watch off of my arm, okay?
Yeah.
I was allowed to be mad at that.
Which one of these words describes you as the watch is coming off of your hand? Hardworking, caring, passionate, or confident?
I don't have a watch on my hand right now. I took my watch off after I got home from work. It's sitting on my desk behind me.
Which one of these animals is your spirit animal? A panther, an owl, a parrot, or a dolphin? Aren't dolphins the only animal, aside from humans, that...
Please clarify that question, because that sounds real bad right now. You need to give some more context to that. But yes, I think they are. Are you going to give us any more context, or are you just going to leave us thinking that you're only going with the animal that...
No, that was the joke. It's fine.
I don't know.
I hate a panther. It's fine.
What scares you most? Failure, death, losing people, Christopher, who just talked about and wanting to be a dolphin. No, or nothing scares me.
I don't know. The heavy metal band Death doesn't scare me at all.
When you get angry, you tend to hit something, cry, write about it, or tell yourself to calm down.
Which of these is your poison? Alcohol, drugs, sex, or other? Actual poison.
Like, literal poison. I keep cyanide in my drawer. No. If you had one wish, what would it be for? Money, love, power, or happiness?
After a drunken night out with friends, you go straight to bed, usually don't remember what happened, mend myself with hydration fluid, continue the party the next day. Mend myself with hydration fluid like a normal human person.
How would you describe your style? Punk, casual, preppy, or trendy? Again, metal is not an option here.
Honestly, in this fucking metal quiz.
What clothing color is your wardrobe mostly made of? Black, red, blue. There is no one dominant color.
Which of these makeup items can you not live without? Eyeliner, highlighter, eyeshadow, mascara. What if I'm not known for wearing makeup?
There's no option for no makeup. I guess go with which one you find the most appealing on someone else?
Which of these colors would you dye your hair? Jet black, purple, green, blue?
I'm bald. just saying, I'm bald. I ain't got no hair to dye.
You gotta have hair somewhere.
You know what? I do have a lot of gray everywhere else. I could absolutely dye that all blue, and let's see how likes it.
There you go.
She'd be pissed.
What do you look for in a significant other? Respect, honesty, physical attraction, a sense of humor. Where's blue ass hair?
If you were to play an instrument, what would it be? Electric guitar, drums, keyboard, acoustic guitar.
Where's bass? I know the joke is that no one wants to play bass, but there is more bass in heavy metal than keyboard or acoustic guitar.
Not an option. What is your favorite type of meat to eat? Turkey, chicken, beef, other.
Oh, so the idea that someone might want to play bass couldn't possibly be a factor in a heavy metal quiz, but we gotta know if you prefer turkey or chicken.
Chicken. How long does it take you to get ready on mornings?
On mornings.
45 minutes, 1.5 hours, 30 minutes, an hour.
It genuinely takes me like 20 minutes. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I'll wake, like I have multiple alarms, so I'll wake up and do other things, and the alarm that I have that goes off, I have an alarm that reminds me at 6:30 it's time to get ready for work, and I am out the door before 7. So, less than half an hour, yeah.
What kind of home would you settle down in? A condo, a cabin, a mansion, a townhouse? What can I afford?
Depends on what kind of metal person you are, Christopher.
Yeah, that's true. Thrashers don't have as much money as classical metalheads.
Because the answer has to be like a townhouse, because you're not getting any more than that. What is your favorite holiday to celebrate? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Easter? This quiz was supposed to only take 3 minutes. How is it almost over?
Metal's known for its love of Christmas.
I mean, that's my answer. That's my answer. Yeah, he has multiple Christmas albums. They're great.
Which of these horror-themed shows do you watch? The Walking Dead, American Horror Story, Penny Dreadful, or Stranger Things? I don't have cable.
I watched 2 seasons of any of these total ever. And it was more than 10 years ago, I guess, by now. So, whoops, okay.
Okay. Everyone has a metal band that matches their personality. Here's yours. Which group did you belong to in high school? Peacemakers, hipsters, nerds, or jocks? I hung out with the metalheads and stoners. Where's metalheads and stoners? Which one qualifies as metalheads and stoners? Where is the group of people that smoked weed and listened to Black Sabbath? Because I was with them.
We literally didn't use the term hipster in high school. Like, that is a phrase I did not know until a few years after I graduated high school.
What kind of metal music is your favorite? Deathcore, alternative, black? I don't have a favorite.
None of these are
Four
my favorite.
answers. Thrash metal, traditional metal,
Where's
fucking
glam?
doom metal, death metal. There's fucking piles of genres. And they picked alternative, deathcore, and black. I got Metallica. How the fuck did I get Metallica? Which one of these questions drove them to decide that Metallica was the answer?
It's okay, I got corn.
Based on the answers you chose, the rock band that matches your personality is Metallica. You've always been a very popular person, ha! Who others look up to, ha! You speak your mind even though it may come off as harsh sometimes, and that's one of the reasons people seek out your advice when making tough decisions. Yeah, people looking for their fucking first house come to me. I know. Because I listen to Metallica. I got Master of Puppets on vinyl. I'll give you fucking advice on your first car. Let's go.
Chris, I got corn. I don't even know what to do with this. It literally ends with saying, despite that, you are a very caring and loving person who people enjoy being around. That is not how I think of corn at all. Oh god, one of my Discord servers must be spammed. I am getting notification after notification after notification after notification right now. It is like absolutely blowing the hell up.
Oh no.
With some spam bot tagging everybody and every... I have 17 notifications in one group right now. 22.
Well, I think that
27.
I think that means it's time for this to end before
34.
Discord explodes, Jeff.
No, I'm
you
just
gotta
muting
abandon
the server.
ship. Jeff, we gotta get out of here.
I just muted the server. It is up to 40... Oh, nope, it's up to 53 notifications right now. Holy shit. And they're all just free nudes with a link.
Are they yours? Did we find them?
Oh god, maybe! I should click... I'm not gonna click this link, but god, I want to. Maybe they finally
They
leaked
finally put them up!
Christopher. This was fun.
This was actually fun. I like this.
All
We
right,
should play more stupid games.